Hello guys, this is Ivan from Earth92, and before we get started with this video, I would like to say that Humvee Wheeler has passed away this week at the age of 86. He was one of the most famous icons of the sport and was the former track president of Charlotte Motor Speedway. And he was also known for being the voice actor of Tex Dinoco in Disney Pixar's Cars, so may he rest in peace. And his legacy shall live on, and without him, NASCAR wouldn't be the sport that it is today. So this race weekend recap from Daytona will be dedicated especially to him. Also, technically speaking of which, this marks the first year anniversary of when me and NASCAR Sonic fans started doing these videos together. What has formerly been an expectation versus reality for some certain drivers has now turned into a full weekend recap, and it's truly amazing to see how far this series has come. So hopefully you guys will enjoy this 1-year anniversary special of the race weekend recap, but first let's get some words from some of our drivers. Well, it's been less than 2 weeks since I had that scary incident, and a little bit of less of time since I had my collarbone surgery, and I'm not necessarily too sure about completing all of the race. But I shall make an attempt and try to start the race in the 88 car. It's a good thing we had this all planned out because originally Parker Kligerman was going to serve as a backup driver, but when the first caution comes out, he will jump in and Connor will climb out, in which we will have Parker finish the rest of the race in the 88. Before this race this evening, I have found a new home at Alpha Prime Racing after being fired from Colleague. And since Josh Williams will be driving the 45 car, which is the number that I normally drive, Alpha Prime Racing has brought out the Al Motorsports number 5 car, in which I, Cesar Baccarella, will be driving for tonight. And yes, I know I'm in the form of Austin Dillon's old number 3 car from 2011, but we couldn't find another car to customize, so for now, just go with it and pretend this is the 5 car for Alpha Prime. And another special thing about today's race is that it falls on the same day as my birthday today, so hopefully this will be a good one for me. Well, a very happy birthday to the Airborne number 3. Hopefully this race goes well for him. And to those who thought I was being fired from Spire Motorsports, that was all a lie. There was an error on the official NASCAR app in which it didn't show me as the driver of the 7 nor the driver of the 11 car for Colleague for this race tonight. So I'm not going anywhere, nor do I see myself getting fired. Guess nobody's getting fired again after all. Because if so, then sheesh, what a mess that would have been. After having so many drivers already fired mid-season. This may be the regular season finale, but I don't have to worry about claiming the regular season championship since I've already clinched it at Richmond. If only I didn't get caught up in that wreck at Richmond, I probably would have still had a shot to clinch the regular season championship. But nevertheless, time to focus on trying to get an actual championship when the playoffs start next week. I'm hoping these new safety measures will help me from preventing me to flip over like I have done the last couple of times here at Daytona. I really don't want to have some serious PTSD again. Yeah, by the way, those new A-post flaps, not honestly the smartest idea that NASCAR's ever made. I mean, I get you're trying to prevent the cars from flipping over, but like, seriously? A-post flaps? Man, does NASCAR really need to get their crap together. But anyways, let's kick off the action with some Friday night racing for the Xfinity Series at Daytona. Well, what do you know, even though I'll only be starting the race, I have won the pole for tonight's race at Daytona. And it was because Mother Nature had to cancel qualifying again. Well, it's a good thing that Zillage got the pole though. We are back here under the lights for the second time here at Daytona. Let's get ready for some Xfinity action. 99 just shoved me out of line. We did end up getting a yellow flag, but it wasn't for Harrison Burton. It was for slight rain in the area, so that yellow flag has turned into a red flag, so we'll have to hold off competition until the weather gets cleared up a bit. And speaking of Harrison Burton, a piece of debris somehow got into his car, but the AMR safety team has checked on him and he is good to go. Also, the driver swap change has been completed and I am out of the car, so hopefully Parker could go on and put that 88 in victory lane. Ended up getting knocked sideways. With that, I shall win stage 1. Well, at least I got a stage win and some points. And I'll win the second stage. I unfortunately lost power. 99 is just pushing everybody out of line tonight, isn't he? Ended up having a tire issue. So much for finally being able to get my first win. 21 just decided to cause a big wreck at the end of the race. What an idiot. Well, how about that? After the driver swap, I was able to finish the rest of the race and go on to win in the 88 for Connor Zillage and get redemption after I had my truck win taken away earlier from February. And I don't care how you all interpret it, this is my first ever Xfinity win.
Yes! He got it! Yes! Yes!
Wow, what a perfect way to end off my birthday. I know Kligerman was merely just filling in for Connor, but still, this is his first Xfinity win, and I am very happy to see that. Ha, you hear that, Austin Hill? Parker Kligerman got his first win driving my car and has won over you, you crazy stupid silly slow broke crybaby of a driver. Everybody's a critic. Well, that was a great job for Parker Kligerman filling in for Connor Zillage and getting the win at the Volvo 250 at Daytona. And even though he was merely just filling in, this still counts as his first win, and he got redemption from what happened earlier in the truck race earlier in February. And now it's time for once again some Saturday night racing for the Cup Series here at Daytona for the Coke Zero 400. Well, qualifying got cancelled, so that means I'll be on the pole for tonight's race. Man, why can't Mother Nature just freak off? She better not ruin tonight's race for the Cup Series. Also, it has been announced that Kaulig Racing will rejoin the Truck Series next season as part of the teams that will run Ram trucks. And I shall be moving up to the Cup Series to replace Daniel Suarez in 2026. Well, I mean, that's good and all, but I honestly think he should have stayed in Xfinity a little bit longer. I'm sorry to say that, guys, but I just don't think he's quite ready yet. Let's get ready to go for some more Saturday night action here for the Cup Series here at Daytona. Not how I wanted to return to the Cup Series again. Not the situation I wanted to be in while I was trying to make the playoffs. Well, so much for trying to make the playoffs. I too ended up in a bad situation with me trying to make the playoffs as well. Red flag was out for about 8.5 minutes to get the track cleared up so we can go back racing. I shall take the first stage. Car ended up losing power while I was on the back stretch. And I'll win the second stage. Flat right front and I couldn't control the car. Everything was going well for me up until that point. And after all the chaos and drama, I shall go on to win in dramatic fashion here in the Coke Zero 400 at Daytona. Heck freaking yes, let's go boys, Blaney got his second win of the season. Well, that was a good job for Ryan Blaney getting his second win of the season in the Coke Zero 400 at Daytona, and his second Coke Zero 400 win since 2021. And now, here's a look at the playoffs for the Cup Series along with the Truck Series since it was forgotten in the last race weekend recap. So with all that being said, we're heading to Darlington next season to start the playoffs for the Trucks and Cup Series. And the Xfinity Series has a couple of races until their playoffs begin, but it's going to be a long road ahead for the Cup and Truck Series drivers trying to claim a championship. So let's see which drivers can be able to fight hard enough in order to claim a title over the next 10 weeks. But until then, that just wraps about everything up for the race weekend recap here from Daytona. We hope you enjoyed this 1-year anniversary special. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you next weekend at Darlington.